You open your laptop to work. 5 minutes later, you're on YouTube. 10 minutes later, you're answering texts. 20 minutes later, you're wondering why your life feels stuck. Sound familiar? Then this video is for you. But let me be brutally honest with you. If you've ever tried to sit down and concentrate, you already know the truth. Focus isn't a mystery, it's a fight. A fight against your own restless mind. A fight against that endless dance of thoughts, ideas, and urges pulling you in 100 directions. And here's the kicker. You don't need to win this fight for hours. You don't even need to win it for 60 minutes. That's why I want to flip your perspective. Deep work isn't some distant mountain peak you climb once in your lifetime. It's not about forcing yourself to sit for 4 hours in perfect silence. It starts small, right now, with the way you approach a single block of focus, even if your brain feels exhausted, overstimulated, or poisoned by dopamine hits. This video is for you if you feel like you can't focus no matter how hard you try. You doubt your ability to sit still for even 15 minutes. You've told yourself, my attention span is ruined by the internet. If you already focus for hours a day with no problem, this video isn't for you. I'll make another one about super deep work later, but if you're struggling, this one's yours. Let's begin. Focus mindset. Before we dive into the steps, let me pause here, because if you don't have the right mindset, every technique will fail. Most people approach focus with the wrong beliefs that guarantee disappointment. They think focus means zero distractions. They think losing concentration once means the whole session is wasted. Or worse, they tell themselves their attention span is permanently broken. So before we talk about tactics, let's reset the foundation. Let me walk you through the mindset you actually need, and the common mistakes that have been holding you back. So what exactly is focus work? People imagine it's a perfect state where the mind goes silent, no distractions appear, and you flow endlessly like a machine. That picture is a fantasy. Real focus work looks different. It's messy. You sit down, you start, and within minutes, your brain throws random thoughts at you. Check your phone. Send that message. What's for dinner? This doesn't mean you're failing. Focus isn't the absence of distraction. It's the practice of coming back. By that standard, even a session where your mind wandered 20 times can still be successful if you noticed it and pulled yourself back 20 times. That's the essence of focus work. Attention plus recovery. Now here's the second truth. Focus is a muscle. And like any muscle, it grows with training. Think about your body. If you stopped exercising for years, lived on junk food, and avoided movement, your muscles wouldn't disappear forever. They'd just weaken. The first time you return to the gym, you feel weak, clumsy, even hopeless. But keep at it, and strength comes back. Your brain works the same way. Short videos, endless scrolling, dopamine overload, they're fast food for the mind. Consume enough of them, and your focus muscle shrinks. But it doesn't vanish. It waits for you to train it again. The mistake most people make, they expect to bench 400 pounds on day one. They demand 4 hours of deep work when they haven't managed 10 minutes in months. Of course they fail. Of course they quit. The right way is progressive overload. Small weights, small wins, repeated until growth becomes inevitable. A single 15-minute session of honest, undistracted work may not look heroic, but it's the push-up that builds the foundation. Stack enough of those, and suddenly an hour feels natural. 2 hours feel possible. If your focus feels weak right now, it's not because it's gone forever. It's like a body that hasn't trained in years. Soft, shaky, out of shape. Your attention isn't broken, it's just untrained. And the only way to bring it back is the same way you rebuild muscle. Start lifting again. 1 rep, 1 session at a time, until strength returns. Step 1. Schedule it. If focus is a muscle, then training it requires structure. No athlete gets stronger by accident. No runner finishes a marathon by just winging it. They follow a schedule. The same applies to your attention. Most people wait for the perfect moment to appear. They tell themselves, I'll focus when I'm less tired, when I'm motivated, when I'm in the mood. But let's be honest, those perfect conditions rarely come. Life is noisy, work is chaotic, and your brain will always prefer the quick dopamine hit over the quiet grind. That's why you need to treat focus like an appointment. Open your calendar, block a time, and defend it the same way you defend a meeting with your boss or a flight you can't miss. But showing up is only half the game. The second half is clarity, because if you sit down without a target, your mind will wander before you even start. So take 5 minutes before every session to define the mission. Not vague tasks like work on the report or study Japanese. Specific ones. Write the introduction paragraph. Review 20 new vocabulary words. Draft 3 bullet points for slide 1. Now here's the nuance. Clarity must come with the right level of difficulty. If the task is too easy, your brain gets bored and drifts away. If it's too hard, frustration builds and you quit before momentum kicks in. The sweet spot is something that stretches you just enough. Challenging, but achievable within the session. It's like choosing the right weight at the gym, light enough to lift, heavy enough to grow. Clarity plus difficulty at the right level is fuel. It gives your brain a finish line worth running toward, and every time you cross it, you reinforce the belief, I can focus, so don't leave it to chance. Schedule your focus, set your target, and when the time comes, just lift. Step 2. Handle distractions. Most people think distractions come from the outside, noisy neighbors, phone notifications, or coworkers interrupting. And yes, those matter. But if we're honest, the biggest distractions don't come from out there. Think about it. You sit down to finish a report. 5 minutes later, a thought hits you. Did I pay the electricity bill? Before you know it, your phone is in your hand, banking app open, or you're studying for an exam. Suddenly, you remember a funny story you want to tell your friend. Without thinking, you've already unlocked your phone and opened the chat window. Nobody forced you. No one interrupted. The distraction didn't come from the outside. It came from inside. Why? Because your own mind is restless. Here's the truth. Distraction is often a symptom of boredom or avoidance. When the task feels dull, your brain craves something more exciting. When the task feels overwhelming, your brain looks for an escape. And the moment you follow that impulse, the session collapses. So how do you deal with it? You don't fight distraction with willpower. You outsmart it with a system. The system includes 2 simple tools, a brain dump and an environment setting. The first tool is called a brain dump. Before every focus session, give yourself 5 minutes to empty your head. Write down everything swirling in your mind. Unfinished errands, random worries, cool ideas, even silly thoughts. Get it all on paper, because if you don't, those thoughts will keep knocking on your door the moment you try to work. But don't stop there. Even during your session, distractions will still pop up. Instead of following them, just add them to the brain dump and return to the task. That way, your brain knows it's not losing the thought. It's saved for later. The second tool is your environment. Make it hard to get distracted. Go full screen. Close extra tabs. Turn off notifications. And if you need background sound, pick something that calms rather than stimulates. Instrumental, ambient, or soft electronic music. The goal isn't to eliminate distractions completely. That's impossible. The goal is to catch them quickly, capture them safely, and guide yourself back. Do this consistently, and distraction shifts from an enemy into a simple training partner. Step 3. Build focus muscle. Remember the first time you worked out after a long break? Your body ached. Every movement felt heavy. You questioned if you were even built for exercise at all. That's exactly what happens with focus. When you've spent weeks, months, or even years bouncing between apps, tabs, and dopamine hits, your attention muscle is out of shape. So when you finally sit down to work, the first 10 minutes feel unbearable. Your brain wanders, you want to quit, and you think, see? I can't focus. But here's the truth. That discomfort is not failure. It's the soreness of a weak muscle starting to work again. It hurts not because you're broken, but because you're rebuilding. This is why the length of your session matters. Don't start by forcing yourself to sit for 4 hours straight. That's like trying to squat 400 pounds on your first day at the gym. You'll collapse under the weight and never want to return. Instead, choose a weight you can lift. For focus, that means starting with 15 minutes, maybe 25. Once the timer's up, step away. Rest. Take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even 15 if you need it. Just enough to reset your mind like a muscle between sets. Then come back for the next round. But here's one thing to watch out for. Don't let your breaks drag on too long. Rest is essential, but if the pause stretches too far, your focus muscle goes slack. It's like sitting down between sets at the gym and never standing back up. The longer you stay, the heavier the next rep feels. A short recovery refreshes you. A long one tempts you to quit. That's why the sweet spot is a break long enough to recharge, but short enough to keep momentum alive. 5 to 15 minutes of light activity, stretching, walking, grabbing water, is perfect. Rest is part of the training. Just like muscles grow during recovery, your attention strengthens when you alternate between effort and pause. But be smart with your breaks. Don't choose breaks filled with too much information. Scrolling social media, checking email, or answering messages feels innocent, but it pulls you into a loop that's hard to escape. Before you know it, 10 minutes becomes 30, and the next focus block never starts. If that happens, don't beat yourself up. Just capture the urge with a quick brain dump, put it aside, and reset. One note on paper, one deep breath, and then step back into your work. The faster you return, the stronger the muscle grows. Over time, those small sessions add up. 15 minutes becomes 30, 30 becomes 45. And one day you look back and realize an hour of deep focus feels natural. So don't fear the pain of starting. Treat it like sore muscles, proof you're building strength. And remember, focus isn't about doing it perfectly today. It's about showing up, lifting the weight you can handle, and adding a little more each time. That's how the muscle grows. Step 4. Focus journal. If you want to grow in anything, you need feedback. Athletes track their reps, runners track their miles. So why wouldn't you track your focus? A focus journal is the simplest way to do it. At the end of each session, or at the end of each day, write down 2 things. How many minutes you actually focused. Not how many you planned, but how many you finished. If you aimed for 25 and only did 15, that's still progress. It's data. What distracted you? Every pop-up thought, every temptation you captured in your brain dump, record it. Over time, you'll see patterns. Maybe you always drift after 20 minutes. Maybe emails hijack you every morning. Once you see the pattern, you can fix it. This journal doesn't have to be fancy. A notebook, a notes app, even a spreadsheet, anything that makes it easy to log your reps. What matters is that you keep track. Because here's the rule: what gets measured improves. If you don't measure, focus remains a vague feeling. You think you're bad at it, or you think you're fine, but you don't really know. The journal gives you proof. And there's another hidden benefit: motivation. When you look back after a week and see your total minutes rising, or notice you bounced back faster from distractions, you feel momentum. That momentum makes you want to keep going. Don't underestimate small wins. So treat your focus journal as your training log. Each page is proof that you're not just wishing for concentration, you're building it. Focus isn't a mystery. It's not about chasing a perfect state where nothing distracts you. It's about training your mind to return again and again until coming back feels natural. Like every muscle, it starts weak. The first reps feel clumsy, heavy, even painful. But the more you show up, the stronger it gets. And one day, what once felt impossible, sitting with your work, fully present, becomes second nature. So here's the challenge. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the perfect mood or the perfect setup. Grab a notebook, dump your thoughts for 5 minutes, and then give yourself just 15 minutes of pure attention. Thank you for staying with me until the end. Your patience is already proof that you can focus. And if this video was useful for you, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps a lot, and it keeps us growing together.